Hey guys, and welcome to the Because Maybe Podcast Extra, right here on the official YouTube channel of the Because Maybe Podcast, the official Facebook page of the Because Maybe Podcast, and the traditional feed for the Because Maybe Podcast. As you can tell, I'm sounding a little down. That is because we recently had a death in the family. And the reason I'm telling you guys, like, you may or may not care about our personal life, but I want to explain something, and it does impact the podcast. So just bear with me for a couple of minutes. I'm going to get my thoughts together and then explain why it's related to the podcast as opposed to just, rambling. This past Sunday morning, around about 2 o'clock in the morning, Sarah's grandmother passed away. Now, that a lot of people, that's not a big deal, but Momo, as we refer to her, was a big part of my wife's life and a big part of my life ever since I moved to the United States. For some reason or another, I didn't have a consistent grandmother in my life. Two passed, and the third one I saw maybe once or twice a year and didn't speak that often. So, Momo was Sarah's grandmother. Momo was the closest thing I had to a grandmother. All three of the kids just adored this woman, and for the last 10 years we've lived with her, and that's key. That's important. She was a tough woman, fierce woman, real loving woman, and everybody in this world is going to be sadder. This is the second major death in our family that we've had in the last month, and as horrible as this sounds, this will not be the last. I know that kind of sounds wrong, but I mean, it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. So because of that, because of everything that we have to do, legal stuff, the things that you have to do when somebody passes, we are not going to have. Well, I'm not going to have any time to write, research, produce, and I'm not going to have time to do the podcast. I love doing this podcast. I love the research that I do. I love the creativity that it gives me. I love to be able to speak. But I also know that my family is more important. So we're going to be calling season 2 a wrap. This is it. Season 2's done. 4 episodes for what it's worth, but I mean, we had a lot of problems. This season just had a string of bad luck attached to it. So what does that mean for the future of the podcast? Well, the good news is, for fans of the show, we're not going away. We will be back. We're just going to be taking a 5-week leave of absence. That means that instead of me dropping the Crash Bandicoot episode, like I said, on the 1st, we will not be back until May. Let me just make sure. Yes, instead of dropping it on the 1st, we will not be back until May 6th. So May 6th, mark your calendar. That's when we will be returning. It's like I said, it's a 5-week break. It gives us a time to clean up everything around the house and everything there. I want to thank everybody who sent well wishes, who knew what was going on. Just to clarify, a lot of the services and the announcements and everything like that, we kind of held them back because it was her wishes. We told the people who she wanted us to tell, and sorry if that upsets people. We do, we're not trying to upset people. We just wanted to honor her wishes, and you all know where we live. If you're family, if you don't, then we're not going to tell you. But yeah. So as expected, my entire family is hurting, and I'm hurting too. And that's not something I wanted. That's not something I want for my family. So we are going to be taking a 5-week break, and we're going to relaunch with season 3. I'm going to basically carry on doing the season that I'd planned for season 2, and basically go through for the whole rest of the year, and get some new ideas and new stuff in there. I might drop a couple of extra episodes here or there if I have the time, but for the next 3-4 weeks, I'm going to be too busy to do the podcast. And it's a shame, really. It really is a shame. A lot of podcasts out there that I'm fans of they kind of they do modern. They just for example, I listen to Smodcast, and he can drop that whenever he wants to because it's just Kevin Smith being Kevin Smith. I'm a fan of the wrestling podcast, The Solo Monster Sounds Off, and he deals with stuff that's happened during that week. And the Arse blog, the Arsecast, that's stuff about Arsenal that happened during that week. Not necessarily as much research as has got to be done with that. They just, maybe it's a bit more than I'm giving than I'm saying. I'm not trying to doubt it, but it's it's current, it's modern. They don't have to do as much research and dig as deep in to make sure that I'm remembering things right and so on and so forth. So. In the meantime, if you ignore the caterwauling behind me, in the meantime, I don't know your religious status, your spiritual status. I'm not going to assume. If you were religious, keep us in your prayers. If you were not religious, keep us in your thoughts. And it's going to be very, very difficult for the young'uns, and just to keep things moving. So, in the meantime, we will be back May 6th, and we will have an episode. We'll have a new guy, and I'll even put the schedule out for the new season, which will be Season 3. We're officially going to be calling it Season 3. Season 2 has been a complete bust, and it's been kind of unlucky, so we're just going to go ahead and do Season 3. So, guys, in the meantime, like our Facebook page, like our YouTube channel, subscribe to our blog and everything, but you know what? If you have somebody in your life who you love and adore and means the world to you, tell them. Tell them every chance that you get, because there is going to be a time where the last time you tell them will be the last time that you tell them. So with that in mind, peace out from Castle Connolly, and we will speak with you guys very, very soon. Like I said, we will be back in 5 weeks. And we will see you then. Take it easy.